special cameo. Shiba, Chibi. Thanks for the hearts, guys. Woodpan Waldpfanne says, bro, oil up? My bro, what does that even mean? Ego Optimist says, why are you gay? That meme is legendary, man. Who is gay? Why are you gay? What is gay? Das war so gut gesprochen, Bruder. That was spoken well. Bist du einer von uns? Am I one of you? Oh, I don't know what you are, my friend. But thank you. I mean, I'm practicing languages, trying to get better. Pop Smoke says hello. Pop Smoke, good to see you again, my friend. How are you? All right, there's another. Um, no, I'm not. I'm not. Why is that comment in review? I mean, asking about somebody's religion, is that what YouTube uh, is that what YouTube is doing these days? That, Waldpfanne, Waldpfanne, Dankeschön, freut mich sehr. I'm learning Korean, by the way, and my last trip to Korea, I was doing well. I was doing well, but I've still got, like, sometimes I just draw a blank, and then I'm not like speaking, I just stand there. A lot of the words that I've picked up recently are actually English words just pronounced Korean, but you would never notice. So, for example, sunglasses is sunglasses, sunglasses. But good to know. Um, Chat, hit the like button or Diddy comes to your house. Oh my God. Thought I told you that. We won't stop. Thought I told you that. We won't stop. Diddy and Mace. By the way, what's happening with this guy? Is he in jail now? Has he been like, is he going to prison? I haven't been following what's been happening to him. Um, I'm from Ireland. Where are you from? What country are you from? For für Respekt für deine diese Leistung. Ich bedanke mich sehr. Ich gebe mir mehr Mühe. um zu sprechen. He will be free soon. Oh, Jesus, how did he get free? Like they were talking about him going to prison for like 60 years and he's getting free now. 저는 행복해요. 비건식품 ATM 어디예요? So if you're asking for an ATM in Korea, any of you are ever in Korea, you would ask ATM 어디예요? But my question is if there's any Koreans in the chat. Well, it's showing me 0 people in the chat, so I don't know. I don't think anyone's there. But would you pronounce it ATM like English? Or was that Korean accent? Um, did it didn't kill himself. Hey, we don't know. According to how people have been snitching in prison, and then, you know, a week, 2 weeks later, you don't see them anymore. They disappear. Same with Epstein, huh? With that Epstein guy. Oh my God, like even if you were that needs to be somebody on the inside who does that, right? That's a whole lot of money getting moved back and forward just to protect a bunch of disgusting humans that are doing disgusting things to kids. It's terrible, man. Question is, what justice system anywhere in the world is just? What justice system anywhere in the world is just, fair, honest, not corrupted? You know, very hard thing to say, or very hard. It's not an easy conclusion to come up with. Wolfhanna says Europa, Deutschland. Cool, cool, cool. Which city, if I may ask? Sind Sie von Berlin, von Hamburg, von Frankfurt? Aus welcher Gegend? Too much money makes you mad. Ego optimist says. Yeah, some of these money people, they I don't know, is it a certain amount? Is it the mindset? Because some of them are doing crazy things, right? Like having their DNA frozen, trying to build spaceships in other countries. But then again, also, you have to think, like, who are we to judge? Would we be the same if we had that money? And do we get a say because they worked for it, right? But I think one thing is for sure, if you're hurting children, then your money shouldn't be protecting you. Like, all jokes aside, guys, right? Your money, your fame, your political status, your beliefs, they shouldn't protect you. When Kevin Spacey, I don't know if you guys know Kevin Spacey, when he was going to court and he was getting into trouble for being a bit too friendly with kids, he said, out of the blues, he said, I've always came to terms with my sexuality, and as a gay man living in Hollywood, I think it's about time that I should come out now and blah blah blah. And later on, once he was acquitted for the crimes that they assumed that he committed, once he was free from court, he said one of his biggest mistakes was using the gay card He says you shouldn't use any type of card. If you've done something wrong, you should go to court for it and you should man up. That's one thing I respect about him. But yeah, too much money can make you mad. Does take the sting out of being poor though. It's also a big question, like how would you rebalance wealth so that it's distributed fairly, right? That's a little bit hard. Who gets to decide that? Is it religious heads? Is it heads of government? Is it the people? We've seen what happens when all three are in charge, right? It's a tough one. 물 좀 주세요. Please give me water. I've used this a couple of times. Actually, I prefer to use 물, 물 어디에요? Where is the water? And that way they'll point you in the right direction. I like to get stuff myself. I didn't know this was getting viewed anywhere, let alone Germany. 죄송합니다. 죄송합니다. Sorry. 주문 갖다 주세요. Can I have a discount? I've used this so often in Korea. 주문 갖다. How do you say I need waterboarding? Bro, luckily it's South Korea I was in. And anytime I'm in Germany, they don't do that anymore since the Second World War, thankfully. It's all peace and love. I would assume you would say "물 boarding 주세요." So here's another held comment. Let's see what we got. Oh, Pop Smoke, talking in Russian. I don't know why they're hiding these comments. 이게 얼마예요? 이게 얼마예요? How much is this? You can also say 이게 얼마예요? 이게 얼마예요? 죄송합니다. 얼마예요? 오. 여권 passport. Love entering Korean MC. 안녕하세요. 저는 여권. Sengsu is bottled water. Ah, I didn't know that. Sengsu. Sengsu. Anybody watch Squid Game? Really good Korean series, but it's good for anyone to watch. Mmm. What are you drinking today? What is Pop Smoke deciding to drink today? Vodka. I was thinking that, but I didn't want to say it. Very much cocktails. Jinx says, alert, this chat is now under German control. Resistance is futile unless you bring pretzels. All prior rights have been efficiently resigned to Germany. Danke für your cooperation. Bitte, bitte, ich gebe Ihnen einen Pretzel. All right, guys, listen to this, right? Listen. You put your oven on and you put a bunch of pretzels, right? Put a bunch of pretzels on the baking pan. Then you put like blocks of chocolate, thin blocks of chocolate. You put them on the pretzels, and then you add a bit of caramel on top of the chocolate. You put that in there for 20 to 40 minutes, depending on the strength of the oven. And then you take it out and you put it in the freezer. All of you, all of you will be thanking me. All of you will be coming to my chat saying, "Hey, wow, where did you learn that? That was amazing. That was the most tastiest thing ever." Chocolate pretzel caramel bars. It's absolutely delicious. You'll love it. You're welcome. Bitteschön. Bitteschön, my friends. Nikator says, "Where are you from, bro? Iran?" No, my friends, from Ireland. Where are you from? Man, we've got everyone today. We seem to have a lot of Germans today. So willkommen, willkommen. Die Papiere bitte. Same but different. Yeah, the spelling's similar. Spelling definitely similar. Where's everyone from? Where's everyone from? So we have Germany. Yes, yeah, I don't know how to pronounce that. Where are you from? Nick Hatter says, "Nice to meet you, bro. I'm from Dubai." Oh, I worked in Dubai for a short period of time. Beautiful place, beautiful place. Dubai is awesome. It shows you the potential of what can be done in a country in a very short period of time. Similar to Rwanda, same but different, as Ego Optimist said earlier on. But yeah, it shows you the potential. Not everyone agrees with everything that gets done, especially if you turn a country over very fast. And a lot of people will make excuses. A lot of people say, "Well, Dubai's full with money." And yeah, that is true. But if you were to strip the money away, you would still have the moral evolution and also the the insights in how the country projects itself has changed very much. And even if they were only to apply that without the money, it would have still been a huge change. But yeah, it's a very interesting city. Of course, the country is United Arab Emirates. For those that don't know, or for those that wanted to correct me, um, Dubai being, I believe, one of the seven states, Abu Dhabi being one of them, those two being the most famous, right? And I think it's divided um, under a family. By the way, Dubai is a catwalk for German cars. A lot of German cars get pre-released in Dubai because it's like here we can showcase our cars. You know, it's really interesting. I heard about that. Importing foreign cars is usually very expensive, but Dubai has a lot of agreements with BMW, Volkswagen, and so on. Mercedes. Not a big car fan myself, but yeah. Ego Optimist says Soviet Union. Ah, really? So you're from the same place as Pop Smoke. Pop Smoke, rest in paradise. He's eating a lot. He's drinking a lot of cocktails. He's enjoying some cocktails today. God bless him. Hope he doesn't get too drunk. Molayo. Gil Molayo. Korean for I don't know why. I've never used that. 몰라요. Yeah. 이걸 주세요. 이걸 주세요. All right. Directions. This is what I'm going to. Nastarovia. Nazdarovia. Is it Nazdarovia or is it Nazdarovja? The first or the second? Ah, correct. Okay. So the response time tells me that first is most probably correct. Whereabouts is that? I would need to Google that. Like, is it north, south, east, west? Any define or defining qualities from that area? Like, is it known for being cold, or is it bordering another country? So, for example, if you take London, for example, it's the capital of United Kingdom. Or if you take Miami, there's a lot of Cubans there. If you take Florida, it's like a peninsula. So, is there like any define? Like, is it close by the water? Kyla, I'm so sorry about the quiz. I think my internet broke down. How are you? I tried to run the quiz back, and I was hoping that you and Akim would get back, but I'm a man of my word, right? So we'll definitely redo the quiz, and whoever wins will get their present sent, and I'll make up for it. I'm so sorry last time round. I really do apologize about that. So for those that don't know, we had a quiz. We had a Minecraft quiz. It was pretty fun. I think she'll agree. But then I don't know. The internet just went out. We were like 20 or 30 people, and then everyone just disappeared. It was at zero. And then I could still see comments though, and it was people saying internet is stuck. You're stuck. You're frozen. And I was like, oh my god, what's happening here? So Kyla, once again, so sorry. Bad timing indeed. My internet wasn't working for an additional 30 minutes or something, and then I did a Mega Man stream afterwards. And a lot of people that were in the quiz, they couldn't see the Mega Man stream. So I don't know, YouTube being YouTube, it's always interesting, eh? Locomotion says Club Penguin. If we're talking about Penguin the chocolate, absolutely. If we're talking about Penguin from Batman, no. I am an Enigma fan. I think Enigma's really good. Oh, very observant locomotion. Sorry. This is from a Japanese store. Doki, I think it's called. But very observant, man. You got me nicely with that one. Or the Russian, as the Russians call it, internet. Yeah, Kayla will definitely make up for that stream. Thank you, Tepa Ruski. Ah, Kayla, you can нет. Kayla, you can speak Russian. We've got two Russian speakers Well, now we have three with Kyla. It's three. Da, spasiba devushka. Ah, you are Russian. Years ago, when I was still at school, I had a part-time job working for Air Astana, Kazakh airline, and they employed 7 or 8 Russian girls, and I worked with them. I was the only guy there, and I was the only non-Russian, so I got picked on a lot. But I learned I learned a couple of uh, yeah, phrases. I learned a couple of phrases. They would call me Slatky, and I didn't know what Slatky was. And later on, I found out it meant sweet, which was very nice of them to say. And yeah, spasiba, do свидания. And I would always like impersonate them, and they would be laughing. And they said to me, "Why do you impersonate as if we're mafia bosses?" And I was like, "I'm sorry, but that's the way these girls talk." And they were like, "Oh God, we're going to kill you." I said, "See, the mafia boss is coming out." But yeah, yeah, it was a good time. It was a fun time. I really liked working for it. The Kazakh people were super friendly, like they were super down to earth, and I learned so much about their country. So it's a very vast country, and you can slice it up into different territories. And you'll have Mongolians, you'll have the Soviet Union, you'll have Baltic influence, and so on and so forth. Yeah, it was very kind people, very kind people. Russians are very generous. Yeah, most Russians I know. Yeah, of course, elephant in the room. All honesty, we all know that it's quite unfortunate, but due to politics, the average Russian is getting a bad rep. But that's not fair. There's a lot of beautiful, amazing, smart, intelligent Russian people that just want peace. They don't want to be involved in any politics, and yet, the news constantly brings them down. I have Russian friends and Ukrainian friends. They get on very well, and they both don't want to be involved in their country's politics. And they agree upon not talking about it. And yeah, but yeah, Russians are very tend to be very generous. Most of the time when I visited my Russian friend's house, he wouldn't let me go without making some food. Like even if he's making an omelet, as soon as I show up, he'd make an omelet and he'd pour a glass of milk because I don't drink alcohol. So he would pour a glass of milk and he would drink like a shot of vodka. And I was like, oh, please no. Yeah, good old Igor. I also had a friend who was a Russian professor. Illegally sold his master's degree. And he had one of the most interesting lives that I'd ever seen. He had flown to Kenya to study gamma radiation. He arrived at night. 6 months later, he would leave in the morning. And in those 6 months, not once did he see daylight. I said, "You are kidding me." Vladimir, his name was. I says, "Vlad, you're kidding me. You didn't see, you didn't see light once." He was like, "No, I was just at the station." And he says, in order to study gamma rays, it has to be dark. It can't be during the daytime, so it's more clear with the telescope. So he would just do like a 10-hour shift and then go to sleep. Then you're not Irish without drinking. So I've heard. So I've heard, my friend. Mostly from my own family. Uh, I do not like Putin. He is a bad leader. To be honest, Kyla, between you and me, most countries have got bad leaders. It's just to different extents, you know. The main question would be ego optimist. You read my mind. The main question would be who is a good leader? Go bananas. Go bananas. Go bananas says hello from the North Pole. Welcome, my friend. Look, we've got a polar bear saying hello to us. Go bananas. Welcome. Russia needs a better leader. Black and white orange. Tim Waltz is a good leader. Tim Waltz, to be honest, black and white orange, you have caught me off guard. I can't say I know who Tim Waltz is. If you can educate me and tell me, like, what's he in charge of? Who's he in charge of? Where's he in charge? I'll need to Google him after this. Minnesota's governor. Ah, well, two things. First of all, am I pronouncing Minnesota correctly? That's the indigenous name, right, for the area. Former vice president candidate. And second of all, I would assume you're from Minnesota, correct? I suggest Gandhi, Mother Teresa, or Mandela. All right, if you take all three of them, I'll break down an individual argument for each why somebody would suggest that they aren't a good leader. Not that I think that, but just so you know that there's always like two ways of thinking. Gandhi, his paperwork or his letters, with him being somewhat, well, racist or like indicating that he could be racist. And a lot of people said that he also had suspicious motives as to what he was doing. Whereas Mother Teresa, she never officially became like a leader, right? And a lot of people says that she was only interested in promoting the Bible. And then with Mandela, well, technically he was a terrorist. That being said, all three have helped so many people, right? But I'm just the only reason why I mention these things is when people say great leader, they'll say, oh, not a great, maybe a good, or maybe they were bad because of this and that and that. So you never get like one perfect leader, right? It's so hard to come by. And I guess everyone's got their downsides, but those are definitely three good options, three maybe better options than what we currently have for some countries. Black and White Orange says no. No, you're not in Minnesota, or no, Minnesota is not the indigenous uh, name for the state. Ego optimist. Nobody's perfect. Couldn't agree more, my friend. Anyone who suggests otherwise might be wishing on a star there. Want to know something sad? I would normally say no, but you have freedom of speech, so you can, of course, tell us. Dalai Lama, good too. Yeah, yeah. Divine Feminine Yemaya says, hi, welcome, Divine. I have a good friend called Divine from Ghana. Kyla says, I was an orphan. Really? Oh. When you say you were an orphan, does that mean you found a loving family? Divine says, I like your hair. Oh, really? Thank you so much. I was like, should I wear a hat today because my hair's all over the place? I blow dried it yesterday, and now it's just kind of doing what it wants. But thank you so much. Anthony says, yo, welcome, Anthony. Ego Optimist says, what time and where? What time and where? As in? Sorry, I lost the context there. Yeah, I left the shelter. I left the shelter. I bought a house. Oh, God bless you. To Kyla, Ego Optimist says, remember, guys, you guys know we can talk about anything and everything, but always just be a little bit cautious of giving out too much private information. Most people in the chat are pretty cool, but you never know who's like uh, writing down information. You know, the internet's always full with dodgy characters. Anthony says, what are we talking about tonight? So in general, we're just having some chat, just a loose chat. Anybody who wants to get something off their chest or feel like, you know, they want to talk about something. But we were talking about, Kyla shared with us that she used to be in an orphanage. And we're also talking about politics in general, different types of leaders, how we could use some good leaders right now. Zach, welcome, Zach. Zach's offering to get me into rehab. Okay. When I first came to Canada, I came by myself. God bless you. That's why. Yeah, the transition couldn't have been easy, right? Fun fact, a lot of people always say to me, no, this isn't true, but Canada and Russia are actually neighboring countries. I think it's an 18-kilometer swim between the two countries. So you want help. Denial is the first step, bro. Look at that. Zach is really a professional counselor. You can just tell by his mannerisms. Thank you, Zach. I might take you up on that offer. Depending on how this stream goes, I might take you up on that. I sometimes visit the shelter. A lot of people, when they were in shelters, they'll sometimes go back, or when they were with foster families, they'll sometimes go back if the people that worked there. I don't know if you call them like staff. I guess you would call them staff or counselors. If they were really nice, then they see them as family, right? So they go back and they volunteer. Zach says, okay. Ego Optimist says, give me a free ticket to Zach. Kyla says, the staff was super nice. That's nice to hear. That's nice to hear that you were lucky with the staff. I had a friend who grew up with his auntie, and she pretended to be his mother, and his mother pretended to be his auntie. And I asked him, I says, what was going on there? And basically, he had 6 brothers, but his auntie couldn't have children. So his mum just decided to have a child and give her a child. And that's how he grew up. And I was like, well, that's so crazy. I said, "Did it affect you emotionally?" And he was like, "I was very shocked, but to be honest," he said, "in my area, a lot of people did that." Zach is the world's greatest counselor. How you lost your parents, Kyla, if it's okay asking? Mm. Ah, they're still in Russia. From which city in Russia are you originally from, or which area? Mm. Well, you know what? You met good people. You met good people in the shelter. You met some nice people here. So sometimes even though it might not seem enough, you can always reach out and lean on them. You want to find them, yeah. With Facebook and Instagram, could be possibly. I was when I was in Korea 2 years ago. I was driving from Seoul to Busan. Everyone always jokes about this. They say, "Oh, train to Busan." I was like, "No, no, it was the bus." And in it were three ladies. One was 70 plus, one was 80 plus, and one was 90. And the two eldest, I believe, left Korea during the Korean War, which was 1952, 1954. That's when Russia and North Korea teamed up, and US and South Korea teamed up. Um, and Agent Eagle says, hey, Agent. And basically, they were searching for their long lost loved ones. So I helped them make a video, like for social media, and then we posted it. But I told them, I says, there's like they immigrated to America, they all married US soldiers. And I says, best of luck, but you never know. You look like the sort of person who would drink chlorinated pool water. Is it chlorinated or chlorified? So it was chlorinated. Hmm. Grab the camera for a Lamar Jackson edit. Bam says, yo, Iran. Everyone keeps saying Iran to me. It's Ireland, but it's close enough. Close enough. Because he doesn't drink alcohol. Yeah, I guess that's the main issue. Me not drinking alcohol has definitely damaged my rep. Kyla says, by the way, where are the cats? So today is, Divine says, hi, welcome back, Divine. So today is Tin Food Day. Stitch. Hmm? Stitch. Today is Tin Food Day. So what we did was I gave them the tin food that I got for them in Seoul. And after they eat the tin food, there's something about it. They go crazy because normally I cook them like fresh foods, right? Fresh eggs, broccoli, meat, chicken, and then they just go and they lie and relax. Simba was here earlier on. He was like walking past in the background. Divine says, I like your hair. Thank you so much, Divine. Yeah, you mentioned that earlier on. I was so happy. The thing is, my hair was like kind of all over the place, kind of doing what it wants today. So yeah, you took my fear away. You took my fear away. Still should have worn a cap if I'm looking into the camera. Still think I should have worn the cap. Do you have a pet? Yeah, two cats. I don't know where they are right now, but usually they're sleeping around this time. It's about 2 a.m. and I thought before I go to bed, I'll like experiment with some live streams, and they just went to bed. They were like, "Nah, we're not sticking around. We'll go and sleep." And I was like, "Okay." So yeah, my babies went to bed. I suggest a line, dude. Do you know on Tamo or in even Almighty says, "Where are you even from?" From Ireland, my friend. Do you know on Tamo, Ego Optimist, there's like these lion wigs for cats. I think I'll get one for my cat. I have bow ties for them. So yeah. Ego Optimist says Iran, please. Everybody keeps saying Iran to me. Kayla says, I don't know if my parents left me to die. Hopefully, hopefully not. That would be a sad thought. Maybe they put you up for adoption because they wanted you to live. Look at it that way. Mike Travis says, awesome, Ireland. I love Irish pubs with my wife. Oh, have you ever been to Ireland? 3D is back. Welcome back, 3D. Oh, no, that's the name. The whole name is 3D is back. Says, hello. Hello there. Welcome. Oaki's Animation says, can you be my friend? Of course, we're all friends here. Welcome. Mike Travis says, should I take the wife to Ireland? Oh, you're always welcome. Dublin this time is really good because the weather is bearable. Kyla says, be right back anytime. D. Grace says, American pubs. Coyote says, I don't know how to be a good friend. Oh, why? What did you do that suggests that you're a bad friend? Mike Travis says, we don't have lots of money. Where is it you're traveling from, Mike Travis? 3D is back, says, I'm new here. What type of content do you post? Oh, it's a mixture. So, video wise, it's charity projects I work on or live streams. And today we're just talking, we're just having a conversation. Mike Travis says, so feel free to ask or say whatever you want. Mike Travis says, I like corned beef and cabbage. You don't need much money for that. Grace Set Free said, what's life about? I say it's making experiences. Degree says, I'm here from Florida. Oh, which part of Florida? Mike Travis, Michigan. We have passports. Do you think I will impact your life? Even says. Maybe. We all impact each other's life, even if it's just like a small bit. You look like Jeff Hardy. Is he not a wrestler, Ayo? I do have Discord, but I don't use it anymore. 3D is back, says I'm from India. Oh, I used to live in India. I used to live in Goa. Tampa, Florida. Ah. AG says, is that a wig? Unfortunately not, it's my hair. I knew I should have worn a cap. Ram Singh, namaste. You remind me of some cartoon character. I hope the handsome anime hero, but I know that there's going to be something negative being said. Bella Johnson says, hey, you're in New Delhi. I love New Delhi. Bella, my day's going great. How are you? How's your day going? You're from Texas. I was also in Texas. How much to shave the head? Let me think. 1,000 euros. People will pay me 1,000 euros to shut up, most probably. I was in Texas, Dallas, Fort Worth. Very nice. Got to speak more Spanish than English there. That was great. It was just prior to me going to Panama. Creepy says, I like what you're working with. Oh, you meaning my hair? This weird wig looking hair? You must have had some good experience in Goa. Oh, absolutely, yeah. Goa was beautiful. They speak Portuguese there. It used to be a Portuguese colony. How long have you been streaming? Almost an hour. Babe says, hello, I'm human. Welcome, fellow human. What are your hobbies look like? Well, my favorite hobbies is like nature. I practice MMA. I like learning languages. I like traveling. I'm a filmmaker, so luckily I get to travel to make like charity projects and stuff like that. And then like streaming and talking to you guys. Stanley Harden says, Que tengas buenas me. Bienvenido, amigo. Anthony says, what type of camera do you use to stream? Sometimes just my phone, sometimes a Lumix G7. All depends how much I'm setting up my stream. But right now it's just an old iPhone. I spend lots of time in arts and animations. Oh, I do stop motion animation. What kind of animation do you do? Any time management advice even says, I hate working hours. All right, be more precise. Maybe I have some advice, but I would need to know, like, are you freelancer and you want to construct your day a little bit more so that you have more time for your family? What's your sign? Creepy says. I think I'm a Pisces. There used to be 13 star signs, and then the Arabs took one out because 13 was an unlucky number. The 13th was a snake charmer. Oh, Bella, look, guys, if you guys are streamers, then intros and outros are created by Bella Johnson. You can reach out to her. I'm back. What did I miss? Oh, we're just rambling on. Kaya, welcome back. Even Almiti says, I want to start a business, but need a job also. Yeah, we've all been there. What kind of business do you want to start? You'll need good time management if you're working like part time and also doing a business. Creepy says I'm a snake charmer. Yes, you go. If you're interested to update your channel stuff, there is my Discord. There you go, guys. Customized t-shirts and hoodies. If anybody needs anything, reach out to Bella Johnson. Tell her, Kareem sent you. You'll get a 1% discount, or the price will increase by 10%. But yeah, that's pretty cool. Me personally, I need to most likely delete my YouTube channel. Sonic says, hi, I liked and subscribed to you. Oh, welcome, Sonic. Thank you so much. That's so kind. Add me on Discord so I'll show you my stuff. I have no way of adding anyone from my mobile on Discord, but you can send me on Kareem Davis Films on Discord. What's for dinner? I had um, just a salad earlier on. It was really boring. What did you have, Jimmy? Steve says, up, bro. How's it going? Even says, I think the Irish have better values than the English. Yes, bro. No, I'm only kidding. I'm only kidding. There's good English people out there as well. Epixa says, hi, how are you? Welcome, Epixa. Do you know Elon Musk bought Tom Hortons? And now I'm mad. He's been buying up a lot recently. Even Almighty wants to be news anchor badly. Yeah, send me a wave. Send me a wave. I'm on Discord maybe like every 2-3 days, so I'm not there that often. But it's Kareem Davis Films. Yep, Irish Scottish, indeed, my friend. Girls' time, welcome, girls' time. Tim, not Tom. Oh, did I say the wrong thing? Sorry, guys. Sometimes the chat moves so fast, and a lot of the chats are like spaced out for some reasons. Tommy, Slovakia. Greetings from Slovakia. I'm just stopping by to spread some love and positivity. God bless you. Also to hit the like to please the Malfi algorithm. May the force be with you, folks. Right back at you, my friend. God bless you. Steve, I see there are a lot of girls. Yeah, according to YouTube's algorithm, 49% of my viewers are female. Even Almighty says today was so hot. What's your thoughts on Israel and Gaza? My thoughts, both countries, or that region, should immediately get its act together because so many innocent children are dying. And at the moment, we're of course every day we're fed, depending on which news channel we watch, we're fed on whose fault it is. But there's two people fighting, and they have to get their act together. I mean, ultimately, a 3-year-old has nothing to do with the politics of their country. They don't deserve to have any of those issues. People don't want war, politicians do. Yeah, because it brings money. Happy Friday. Hey, everyone. Daniel Berry Sports Highlights. Wow, that's a cool name. Arctum Silver. Arctum Silver is a legend on the channel. That type your Discord. Somebody wrote type your Discord, but I can't see who wrote it. But guys, for those that want to reach out on Discord, it's simply Kareem Davis Films. So my YouTube name, you just apply that to Discord. We used to have a Discord channel, but I deleted it. Kyla Lover says, yeah, Bella. Oh, Bella wrote it. Sorry, Bella. I don't know. YouTube is sometimes blocking the comments and blocking the names. All right, I'll tell you guys a fun story. Not a fun story, but an interesting story. Right, listen to this, right? I'll try and condense it within a minute. I worked during COVID for a news web page, website kind of thing. They were based in France and they would deliver news throughout the whole world. And they had these different categories: sports, computers, video games, technology. I was doing sports. So they would give me like once a month, they would give me 3 or 4 things to edit. I would edit it and then I would send it back to them. And usually I would do like MMA or boxing. Shanna, welcome, Shanna. So, what happened was during COVID, they couldn't report on sports because there was no sports and no new games were really being developed. So they said to me, would you like to do politics? Then we can at least pay you for something. And I said, okay. The idea is you edit a video and then it's supposed to go on Facebook. You're supposed to connect with the audience for the first minute, and that's when the monetization begins. Shanna says, hope you're having a good day. Thank you so much. Welcome, David, and welcome, Artin Sahere. Sahere. Hope I said that correctly. Shanna said, I subbed. Oh, God bless you. Thank you so much. Hopefully you're enjoying yourself. So ultimately, they asked me, they says, would you be okay doing politics? Um, Old edits, can you grab the camera for Lamar edit? I think I just go like that, right? God bless you too, and thank you, Shanna says. Dale, no, I'm not Dale, but thank you for asking. The Snacko Simba. Snacko Simba. Simba wants a shout out. Shout out to Snacko. Artin says Iran. What? We keep saying Iran. Gold Edit says other hand. All right. So Crockery says, "Hey, new to the channel. What's happening? Oh, we're just having a talk. We're just having a go around. Nothing too much. What's happening with you, my friend?" So basically, the place I was working at, where I was like reporting on sports, they said to me, "Hey, do politics," and I was like, "I don't know. It doesn't feel right." So then they gave me Joe Biden videos to edit and to send them back, and then they would release them. But ultimately, I was supposed to add trigger words. Like they give you the trigger word set. Like they give you these cards, and it says put things like Democrats humiliate the right. Joe Biden humbles Donald Trump supporters, and so on and so forth. And sooner or later, I said to them, I said, I'm really sorry. I says, I'm Irish. I'm not involved in American politics. This doesn't feel right to me. I think we're hate baiting. We're rage baiting. Jazim, hello, Jazim. Welcome, welcome. Crockery says it's 2:35. So you guys must be in Britain. Joe Biden falling off his bike. No, these were pro Joe Biden posts. So then I reached out to the chief editor and I says to him, I says, boss, I says, I'm really sorry. I know you meant well because you wanted to allow me some extra income during COVID, but I can't edit this. It just doesn't agree with me. So he says to me, oh, Kareem, you should have said something earlier on. No problem. I'll send you something else. He ends up sending pro Trump videos for me to edit. And I was like, Jazim says, London. Oh, shout out to you, my friend. Shout out to you, brother. What is your accent? It's cool. Thank you, Apexa. It's Irish, Scottish mixture. Wait, what is this channel about? The chat, we're just talking, to be honest. We're not doing anything special. Iran. Ego. Ego says Iran. So ultimately, he says to me, would you like to edit Donald Trump videos? And then he gives me the briefing cards for Donald Trump. They're the exact same ones for Joe Biden, just in the opposite order. It's not Joe Biden schools the right, it's Trump schools the left. Trump humiliates Democrats. Trump owns Biden. And I was like, boss, we're just rage baiting. You need to drive to the police station. I already reported you. They're expecting you. They barred me from the police station. This channel is about Iran. Jimmy says, no, no, they just keep saying Iran for whatever reason. Some people keep mixing me up. I'm Irish, but they keep writing Iran. But Iranians, Irish, all welcome. Well, I thought from the name of the channel, it's about videography, which I actually do need some advice on. Ask away. I'm a professional filmmaker, so I'm happy to answer. So yeah, ultimately, I tell my chief editor, I says, I'm so sorry, I says, but what we're doing is we're rage baiting. Ultimately, what I'm supposed to do is generate enough hate for the first minute so that our company can start monetizing their videos. And it doesn't matter if we're exporting videos on Joe Biden or Donald Trump. All we're supposed to do is generate enough emotion. And the easiest emotion statistically to generate these past 2, 3 years are rage, triggering people, upset, people wanting answers and wanting to shout and wanting to feel as if they're heard. And that was frightening. That was absolutely frightening. So then I says, look, I'm so sorry, I need to leave the company. Let me just read this real quick. So I just purchased an FX3. I'm trying to create some videos with a Guy Ritchie film. So you're using the footage from a Guy Ritchie film and you want to do some free edits, right? Some like YouTube short edits. Jimmy says, what was the company's name? I'll be honest with you. I don't want to mention their name because I don't want to get into any legal trouble. And I did sign a confidentiality text, but I will let you know they're based in Belgium, but they operate in English. Creepy says, are you a wizard? I wish I was. I'm struggling with the color grading. Color grading is my forte, man. I've got you. Grace says, hi, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too, Grace. John says, you look like you'd cast spells in a swamp. You know what? It's not the worst thing I've heard today. Thank you so much, John. I'm kinda like the compliments are getting better and better. Jassim Ahmed says Guy Ritchie style. Okay, so what you need to know, the original Guy Ritchie movies were there were some that were filmed on tape, but there were also filmed in a second camera, which was Lock, Stock, Two Smoking Barrels was filmed in 16 millimeters. So you want to default to a format that is basically it's kind of like a naked format that you can use to start color grading. So it's kind of like a raw format. If you know Black Magic pocket cameras, they popularized the raw format that is your default format to color grade. The only added thing you want to add on is 16 millimeters. If you add that information in there, or if you add those two elements in there, then you should be able to start color grading. And what you want to do is minimal color grading because Guy Ritchie never used a lot of color grading in his early movies. Revolver. I remember being disappointed about Revolver. That's that Guy Ritchie movie with Jason Statham, right? Love King Arthur. That's a movie I haven't seen yet. Okay, some background. I'm starting a jewelry company called Thieves. The name is Old School English Gangsters. Think bank heist. Oh, that's cool. I like that. It's like Snatch, right? Guy Ritchie style. Even Almity says Guy Ritchie likes freezing a scene and narrating. Yeah, he has a very distinct style. Unfortunately, I think the main thing Guy Ritchie's always missed is he's never evolved his style, or he has issues being versatile. He also likes having very, very gangster like dialogue in almost all of his movies. It could be in the moon, it could be in Mars, it could be an alien, but the alien will show up with a suit and be like, what the hell are you doing that for, mate? Like Snatch. Ahmed, a friend of mine's, he is Iranian, guys. A friend of mine's opened a bar, it's called it Jesse James. And yeah, Trump says Jesus is God, and James Y retracted the message. Jassim says, yeah, exactly like Snatch. But that's a cool theme for jewelers. Just don't have Frankie Four Fingers be your doorman. Gentleman be Guy Ritchie, also great. Favorite movie series since you're a professional video maker? Oh, Jimmy, that's a hard one. It's quite versatile. So, to be honest, anime, I'd say Ajin, Knights of Sidonia. Um, if it's Korean series, I would say Abyss, Squid Game. If it's German series, I would say Dark. If it's French movies, I'd say Nobody Knows Nothing. If it's Indian, I'd say Gabaguchi Gabigum. If it's British, then maybe Snatch, um, or the Full Monty. It all depends which country we're talking about. I love Sherlock Holmes 1 and 2, Robbie Downey Jr., if I remember correctly. I've just downloaded DaVinci Resolve, but it's quite steep learning curve compared to Premiere Pro. Trust me, trust me. Listen, Ahmed, I know you don't know me. If you get, this is the only thing I need you to trust me for, right? All jokes aside, if you put in 2 weeks learning DaVinci Resolve, you're set for the rest of your life. DaVinci Resolve is an Australian company that used to produce color grading for professional movies back in, I think, the 80s. And since then, they've developed into something that's absolutely insane. Now, the newest versions of DaVinci Resolve are also using AI, but in a fair way, and they're constantly evolving. They also have audio, text, everything you need. It's all in one little system. If you can put the effort in for 2 weeks to learn it, you're set for the rest of your life. And there's courses online on YouTube where they basically explain everything to you. If anime, try One Piece. It's a good show. Yeah, I know a lot of my friends like One Piece. The thing is, it's too long. It's like only halfway through the series, right? And it's been running for 20 years. I would love to watch the Madonna movies from Richie. Oh God, please no. He does have a good music video with her though. He does have a good music video. Um, okay, so Slog 3, should I use a Rec 709 conversion or do it manually? Are you talking about if you want to manually edit 16 milliliter? 16 millimeter? Because you're only supposed to, if you're shooting digital, then you can emulate 16 millimeter. Then you can manually do the color edits if that's what you mean. No, watch One Piece, trust me. Kyla, if you say trust you, then I'm going to trust you. I will give One Piece episode a shot. Sandy says, hi, welcome, Sandy. Jimmy says, Ode says he's trying to wrap One Piece up, but wants knows how long it will be going for. I think it's going to still take a long time. Sandy underscore BS says, hi, welcome, Sandy. M dot, welcome, M dot. Oh, thank you so much. When people say handsome or nice hair, I'm like, obviously they don't see this face very well in high definition. But thank you so much. Can you make it clap? There you go. There. I'll make it rain. There's some dollars for you. I've all the One Piece manga. I never got into the anime. Jimmy, I've got the Chainsaw Man mangas. Mickey says hi. Steve says, want to drink, bro? Yeah, I just drank water. Ahmed, no, no, no. I'm filming in Sony Slog 3, which is quite muted, but it's shooting in 10-bit. I can use the conversion color correction to make it record 703 to make it true to life. You can, but ultimately everything can be redone in the editing room. If you can make it true to life during filming, then of course. But don't forget, lighting. Lighting is your best friend. Lighting curves, ISO, these things are more important because that will make the editing process more easy. It will let you reset to RAW and then from there on choose the look that you're looking for. It'll make it more adaptable. Emdo, are you taking good care of Wonka's Chocolate Factory? Oh, I wish I love chocolate. Or should I not convert it and just grade it from scratch? Well, you could do both and then just compare and see what suits you. It's a preference, honestly. One Piece anime is trash, Mazon says. One fight takes 30 episodes. That sounds like Dragon Ball Z. But you know what? I trust Kyla. Uh, I'll give her. I'll give her. I made a promise to Kyla. I'll watch at least one episode. Arctum says One Piece is peak, peak of the culture. Steve says I like Naruto. Never watched Naruto. Beacon says hello, bro. Hey, Beacon. Steve says Luffy too. Jason Ahmed says okay. So I have some COB lights. Setting is at 2700. It gives warmer looking tones. You don't necessarily, I mean, once again, it's preference, but you don't necessarily want the warmest tone out there. You want a more neutral tone. You want your set to be well light, but not reflective. One tip you can use is you reflect the walls that are across from the subject that you want to film. That way it's more natural. And if you don't have any reflection off the skin, any light reflection off the skin, then it makes it easier. Uh, so second coming man, I'm going to have to remove and report. Sorry guys, sorry about that. I'm just having to report someone. Hate doing this, but when people do weird things like that, sorry. Ban coming see it. Well, he has definitely, he got issues. All right, Kyla, I'll make you. I'll put you moderator. If anybody's saying, I'll put you as a standard moderator. If anybody's doing things like that, then you know what to do. Put them on a timeout, please. You got issues. Why you got to do this to me, brother? Well, try. Wow, she went in hard, man. She took him out immediately. Yeah, watch Rammstein, the incredible music video. Rammstein's a German rock group, right? If I remember correctly. Very underrated when it comes to. Got him. Thank you. Sorry to put that burden on you, Kyla. How long would it even take to finish One Piece from start to finish? Arctum might know. Kikon says, where are you from? Ireland, my friend. Jassim Hamid says, yeah, there's a German rock group. Their music videos are insane. Yeah, they're very creative. Scorpions are also from Germany. Clayton Fernandez says, what's a yo-yo favorite type of music? Swing. Hi Far says, what do burnt pizza, frozen food, and a pregnant woman have in common? I don't know where this is going. Okan Loco says, what up, bro? How are you, my friend? Try One Piece on stream, please. It will be fun. I think if I was to watch One Piece on stream, I would get banned, no? I mean, YouTube once tried to ban me for watching my own video. Sky Dragon Jr. says, hi, welcome, Sky Dragon. Kikon says, do you have a girlfriend? I'm dating. Hi Far says, someone forgot to take it out on time. Jesus. Okan Local says, can you shout out to Fixie Hartman? Hey Hartman. Ava says, my father died from cancer. Oh my God. Sorry to hear that. Clayton Fernandez says, why did so much math book look sad? Because it had too many problems. I'm serious. One Piece is like the water world had a baby with Adventure Time and it was longer than the Odyssey 24 books. Oh my God. Wilkin says, thank you, bro. Ah, not at all, not at all. Kikon says, I'm from India. Namaste, namaste, my friend. God bless you. Welcome. It says, and my uncle. Ah, Okan. Ich weiß, was du machen willst. Mein Deutsch ist nicht perfekt, aber ich weiß, was du machen willst. Bentley the Reactor says, I'm a YouTuber, but I'm with 2 subscribers. Orkan, nice try though, man. Nice try. Hey, if you get me, you get me, man. But Okan is like a Turkish name, man. Total One Piece watch time 1,115 episodes, 18 minutes. That's 25. Jeez, 14 days of non-stop watching, no sleep, food, and breaks. Kyle, if I try that, I probably won't survive. Bentley the Reactor says, I subscribed and liked. Thank you, Bentley. Hopefully you're enjoying yourself. We're just chatting away, but if you enjoyed yourself, that's the main thing. Clayton Fernandez says, why doesn't Brooke ever pay for drinks? Because he's always skeleton broke. Who's Brooke? Cricky. Oh, that's a cool emoji. Yeah, Kyla, I'll probably do. I'll need to do like one episode. Bentley the Reactor says, do you watch movies? If you do, have you watched Chucky and Scream? Listen to me, Bentley. Listen to me. You know what I ordered today? Ghostface. A Ghostface doll because I'm making a stop motion animation for Halloween with Ghostface in it. I love Scream. Ghostface is a bit useless though, the way he runs after people. But yeah. Yay, it says hello. Welcome. Kikon says I'm unsubscribed. Bentley the Reactor says nice. I think I looked like Chucky as a child though. Tortilla says, hi bro, how many chicken nuggets you think I could eat before I die in the process? God bless you, man. I hope you don't. Repent to Allah, brother, says Ye. Find out, Tortilla. Oh God, no. Tortilla, please no. Fernandez says, why don't German people play hide and seek? Because good luck hiding when somebody yells. Achtung. Ah, come on. We got good German people here. Clayton Fernandez says Brooke is from One Piece. Ah, I didn't know that. See, that's why Kyle is telling me to watch One Piece. Bentley the Reactor says, do you want to know how the doll got possessed? Yeah, I actually wouldn't mind watching it. I think I watched it as a kid and it scared me. That's why I am the way I am now. Worth the long watch time, you can leave and get back to One Piece. The Chucky doll. That was going too fast. If American people. Okay. Are I Germany, bro? Generous Davis. Oh, yeah, that's what Kareem means. Yeah, he knows his Arabic. I'm telling you, it's miles better than Homer's epic poems. Brooke is a skeleton, like Papyrus from Undertale. Ah. Kyla obsessed with One Piece. Yes, I am. Oh God, she answered so quickly. What did you do? The shoes about door wore on a show, then it was going in a cage. What? Donna says, "Hey, I'm Donna. Welcome, Donna." Seems like it. Clayton Fernandez says, "What's a German's cat's favorite color?" Blau, because after a few beers, everything's blue. Oh, I didn't understand that one. Guzman says, "Bro, you gotta fix your hair, bro." Ah, there's nothing to fix, man. It's already lost in space. There's no saving this hair, Axel. Never mind. I mistype. He says, "What's your origins?" Irish Gypsy origins. Jimmy says, "Are you religious?" No, I'm not religious. More spiritual, but I absolutely love religion in regards to the history that comes along with it, the stories that comes along with it, and I try to respect all religions. Thank God. It's a contradiction. Do you watch anime? Bentley the Reactor says. Yes, I do. I do. I was watching that. What's it called again? Dan 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 Dan. The one where the girl's possessed by aliens and the boy's possessed by a ghost. I watched that. That's pretty cool. I like that. Do you watch One Piece? Not yet. Pygmy Norton, what's up? Dan Dan Dan. I think it's called Dan Dan Dan. Ego Optimist says, no, Free has praying hands. Uh, Guess my country, Rian says. Oh, there was a flag there, but I couldn't see it. But I think it was it Maurizio's? One Piece is my religion. I watch it every Sunday for the past 25 years. Please send help. Oh my God. Fernandez says, where are you from? Ireland. What kind of anime do you watch? Well, not what Optimist was suggesting. No, I know you're joking. It's all good. UK. Yeah, so Dan 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 Dan. Dorai Rai Rai. I watched that. Um, Great to see another trans man on here. Knights of Sidonia, Ajin, My Love Story. Hmm, what else? Used to watch Dragon Balls. Phil says, hey, you, if you're reading this and you're just feeling down right now, you're perfect and very valuable to those around you. Thank you so much, Phil. John Mock Live says, hello. Please say hello, John Mock. I'm from Russia. Welcome. Zach was already here, Phil. Oh, do they know each other? Is that a Club Penguin shirt? It's a Doki Japanese shopping center shirt. One of the coolest stores in Japan after Daiso. Daiso's my favorite. San Frederick says it's Namibia. Our neighbor is South Africa. Oh, you're from Namibia? So beautiful. I've always wanted to go to Namibia. I did a trail from Ethiopia to Kenya, Kenya to Rwanda, and I so wanted to go to Namibia, but I had for work to Europe. Would you rather watch a tree grow or a knee grow? That's a what do you call it? To get you, what's it called when the idea is you read it out loud to get so that you say something. I forget the word. It has a terminology, but a knee doesn't take long. Babies don't have kneecaps, by the way. Sudan seems like a nice place as well. I'm going to trust my Sudanese friends. Let me tell me, don't go there just yet. Chucky Monks says hi. Chunky Monks. Welcome, Chunky Monks. Rianne Frederick says, you should come, it's very peaceful. God, it's beautiful nature there. How about Myanmar? Jimmy says. Um, so I almost, Myanmar used to be called Burma, and I was supposed to shoot a documentary about Burma a couple of years back, and I almost went there. I love how spiritual Dun 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 is. Same with Jujutsu Kaisen. Oh, I love Jujutsu Kaisen. Rabbitin Wolf Sales says loser. God bless you, Rabbit. Rima's a great horror. Dragon Ball aura. Arctum, are you still playing Fortnite, by the way? What's the new seasons like? I haven't played or seen anything. Squidward. Flip on the telly. One of my favorite people of all time is Handsome Squidward. Kylie says hi. Any crazy countries you visited? Um, I mean, I've had crazy experiences in different countries. I was held at gunpoint in Rwanda by the Maltese government, so the European government trying to arrest me in an African country, and the the Rwandan soldiers saved me. Risan says, "What series do you enjoy?" Oof, everything. The last retro series I watched was Fringe. It was really good. Fernandez says, pregnant woman gets on a bus and asks, "Excuse me, how far am I from Cavan?" Driver, "Sure, how would I know? I'm only a bus driver." Yes, we should play anytime. You can be Superman. Oh, they're DC now? Kylie says, no speak English. So sorry. Ah, no problem, no problem. All's good. Welcome. Sounds like you've got some good travel stories. One or two, one or two. I've been blessed to be able to travel. Are you the ghost hunter Didi? You look exactly like him. The ghost hunter Didi? I don't know that person. Jimmy, I'll tell you a short travel story, right? When I was in Ethiopia, I missed. So in Ethiopia, the times are different. So 10 o'clock isn't 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock is like 8 o'clock. It's a different way of telling time. So I didn't know this, right? Uh, have you heard about a series called Lioness or SEAL Team? No. What's an Irishman's favorite type of music? Shamrock and roll. No, just Ghost Hunter. No, I don't know that. Sorry. Jimmy, so what I needed to do, Kylie says, I'm Persian from Iran. Oh, salam alaikum. Chitori. So I had to sleep outside. So I got my stuff, my backpack and everything, and I found a nice little place to sleep under a bridge. So I'm sleeping outside because obviously I messed up the times. There's no transportation and there was no apps to call a taxi. So I said, okay, I'm just going to sleep here until the morning, until it gets light. I sleep and there was a dog next to me. And I saw this dog and I'm saying to him, hey, how are you? And he just sits close by, right? Next morning I wake up, dog's not there. I take a taxi and I go home. I'm fine, how are you? I'm blessed, my friend. God bless you. Thank you for asking. I go home or to the hotel. I was staying in Boli in Addis. It was called the Afro Addis Hotel. And the taxi driver says, so how you liking Ethiopia so far? And I'm like, oh, it's beautiful, it's amazing. And I says, oh my God, these dogs are everywhere, right? They all look the same. And then he's looking at me, he says, dogs? And I'm like, yeah, these dogs here. And it was like a pack of them, like the one. that was sleeping next to me a night before. And he says to me, "Those aren't dogs." I'm like, "What? What do you mean they're not dogs?" He says, "Those are hyenas." And I'm like, "What? No, they're not hyenas." Bro, they were hyenas. Because of the dust and the sand, they all look the same, but they're hyenas. And they've been integrated into society and they know not to attack humans. So that was so insane. I was so scared. But yeah. Hi, brother. I've been thinking all day. If the world war end in 2 days, would you rather see? Okay. Thank you, Alex T. We already know that. Um, both would take 2 days longer. Rad Radiji says, "Sup? How's it going?" Jimmy says, "Yeah, I know, right?" Arctum says, "Yeah, Fortnite is DC for this season. I love the way they collab with DC. It's very My Hero Academy. Oh, this season you can be all flying all over the map like Iron Man gloves from the Marvel season. Might download Fortnite again. Why don't you borrow money from a leprechaun? Because they're always a little short. Thankfully, you didn't try petting them. God knows what would have happened, right? Burn it down. I ordered pizza with pineapple topping, and the Italian owner sued me in court. Yeah, you can't mess with Italians and adding pineapple on pizza. Kylie says, "Good day, Kareem. Good day, right back to you." RYDG says, "I hate you." God bless you, my friend. Some of the African countries in the north are not foreign friendly. I'm glad you managed to come out of the situation like that in Rwanda, brother. Thank you, Frederick. That particular story was in Addis Ababa in Ethiopia. Very friendly, very friendly. Are you watching Jeff and some aliens? Don't know that. We went to court. We saw the judge eat pasta with mayonnaise, and the Italian owner sued the judge. Total chaos, sir. I like how polite he is. An Irishman walks out of a bar. No way, that's never happened. Yeah, that's true. Kyla says, "I'm going to bed." Kyla, thank you so much for dropping by. God bless you. And yeah, I'll give one episode a shot. I promise you. So let's see. By the way, let's see what time it is. I've been streaming for 1.5 hours. Let me just check the time real quick. Yikes. Very late. It's like 3 in the morning. Uh, Burn It Down says, "Are you British?" Well, some might say so. I'm Irish. What's the Irish definition of a balanced diet? A pint in each hand. Very true. Oh, Kyla's still there. 100 minutes. Fai Faisalik says, "Hello, sir." Hello, right back at you. How are you? NA says, "Hi, Daddy." Wait, who's Daddy? Is it me? Say bottle of water 3 times, sir. A bottle of water, bottle of water, bottle of water. What's the Irish definition of a parent? Right, that one I already read. Rianne Frederick says, "What do you do for a living?" I'm a filmmaker. Kyla, you take good care, get a good sleep. I wish you all the best and see you next time. Okay, Annie, maybe not. We have some family friendly, children friendly people here. Yes, I'm Irish, my friend. All right, my dudes and dudettes. I think that's going to be it from me today. I want to thank everyone for dropping by from all over the place. God bless you all. Thank you so much. Faisalik says noise. Thank you. God bless you, my friend. Yeah, let me just quickly say thank you to Kyla, N.A. Filag, Risan, Arctum, Burna, Optimus, Kalit, Radic, Kali, Jimmy, God, so many. I'm definitely going to forget people. And Frederick says, "Oh, that sounds great. I am a soldier from our country." Oh, may God protect you, my friends. Hopefully, a soldier that doesn't see conflict. Burn It Down says, "How do filmmakers propose? Will you be the co-director of my future trauma?" No, I'll be the editor of it. And I'll make sure you have the final cut. So, guys, I'm going to do another one tomorrow. Anybody who wants to drop by is more than welcome. Other than that, Sean says, "Sup, punk?" Hey, Sean, how's it going, my friend? So, other than that, thank you everyone who joined, dropped the likes, and subbed. Hopefully, you enjoyed yourself. It was nice talking to y'all. And yeah, I'll see you maybe tomorrow around the same time. Anybody who wants to drop by. Sean says, "It's going good. How's it going for you?" Good, good, my friend. Good, good. We had a nice stream. We were talking for 1.5 hours for nothing. We were talking about nothing in particular. We just rambled away and we had a good laugh. And I noticed Irish jokes are very popular in the internet. And I was fortunate to be the butt of those jokes. So yeah, nah, but it was all a good laugh. Kaoun, welcome Kaoun. Says Kareem, "Are you Arab?" I'm Irish, my friends. But the name Kareem is Arabic. George Washington says, "Are you British?" Irish, my friend. Irish Scottish, so yeah, you could technically say British. Why don't editors get invited to party? Because they'll cut out all the boring parts, including you. Rian says, "Okay, good night, brother. We'll tune in tomorrow. God bless you." George Washington, big fan. See you in the next one. Buffin Loud says, "Nice shirt." Thank you, Doki. Best shop in the whole of Japan after Daiso. Daiso's my number one. Pick Shark, who's the gay gremlin. I've never been called that before. Luigi Potur Potosero says hi. How are you, Luigi? Welcome, my friend. Just finishing off today, just wanted to thank everyone for joining. And yeah, I think the most creative roast I heard today was somebody saying my hair looks like a wig. That was funny. Kyla says, "I'm going to show my boyfriend the stream, by the way, I'm back." Hey, Kyla, just as I'm going out. Director, it's a bad shot. Editor, don't worry, I'll just chop the shame out. Yes, chop me out as well. So, guys, if you've enjoyed, you can leave a like, share with your friends. If you want, come back tomorrow. We'll chill. And if not, also all good. Thank you anyway for spending time with us. And yeah, it was a good laugh. We talked about many different things, shared stories. Puffin Loud says, "Are you from Ireland?" Yeah, originally from the Cork area and also grew up in Glasgow in Scotland. So yeah, Irish Scottish if you want. Kyla says, "One second." Uh-huh, for you, Kyla, of course. I'll wait. Say hi to your boyfriend as well, Kyla. God bless him. He seems a good lad. If Kyla's dating somebody, she trusts him, then he's definitely a good lad. Did that say puffin loud? Ah, yeah. I'll be on again tomorrow, Kyla. If you want, you can bring him on tomorrow, and then I can say hello to him, get to meet him. Poor guy must be thinking, who the hell is Kareem Davis? Puffing loud. That's good. God bless you, my guy with vibes. Thank you, Puffin. Hope you're puffing loud today, my friend. Hopefully you're having a blessed time. Kyla says, okay, bye. Bye, Kyla. Thank you so much for also dealing with those bot like people, those pervy pervs. Thank you for getting rid of them. So, yeah, God bless you all, guys. All jokes aside, wishing you all, even if you's roasted me or wished death upon me, which one or two people seem to have done, still wishing you all good vibes and all the best from the bottom of my heart. So, thank you for joining it. God bless you all. I'll see you in the next one. And I'm off to bed. God bless you. Till then, guys. La 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 la. Oh, I hate everyone. Oh, stream's still on. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Only kidding, guys. Take good care. Catch you in the next one.